Chapter 3, Ivy League. Martin waves over bow, Aislinn, and Gigi as you stand there shocked. You're... Everyone meet Jacqueline Morris, McGraw Byrne's newest junior partner, not to mention an old friend. It's a pleasure to be here.
Gigi, isn't that the dude Quinn was flirting with last night?
Uh-huh. I wasn't flirting with shit, don't soon get me started. Jacqueline hasn't been back on this side of the country since we graduated from Yale, so please make him feel welcome here. You don't have to worry about me, Martin. I'm pretty good at making friends. He smirks at you, a mischievous gleam in his eye. Pull yourself together and offer him your hand. Welcome to McGraw Byrne, Jacqueline. It's nice to meet you. You meet his gaze unflinchingly, daring him to contradict you, but he simply shakes your hand in turn. Quinn wasn't. I look forward to working with you. I didn't realize that McGraw Byrne had another junior partnership position open. We didn't, but after he negotiated that huge pictogram buyout, Eli agreed to poach him from Willoughby, Jones, Henson, and make room. Even if it means pushing the rest of us farther off the partner track? Gigi, Bao, and Aislinn share look, no doubt worried about their futures. But there's a pressing question gnawing at you. You turn to him. You left one of the top firms in the country. After nabbing a victory for them? Why? Because I enjoy money, challenges, and saving McGraw Byrne from the brink of disaster is a very lucrative challenge. Wait, brink of disaster? Saving us, aren't things actually that bad? Sadly, Sadie's sudden retirement so soon after your win against Koenig is causing a stir. It's kind of an echo that can lead to an avalanche. Which is why he's the best candidate to help me turn things around. He's exactly what McGraw Byrne needs right now. What McGraw Byrne needs is clients. You turn to see Gabe standing at the end of the hall, hands loosely in his pockets. He glances over to Jacqueline, regarding him coolly. Otherwise, we'll have a hard time paying our existing employees. How many clients did you convince to follow you from LA? None, I'm afraid, but I do represent Calvin Colby, the New York mayoral candidate. The New York mayoral frontrunner. You can immediately tell something's wrong. Unfortunately, so can Martin. Smirking, he pulls a USB drive from his pocket and extends it to Gabe. There's no need to be jealous of Jacqueline, Gabe. Eli is giving you the chance to make yourself useful, too. Oh, you ever just want to smack a man? There were some unprecedented numbers of applications for the summer associate program, and Eli wants you to put forward a candidate. He and I will be conducting our first own interviews, and we'll determine the best via Battle Royale. Could be fun, what do you say? Martin waggles the drive smugly, and Gabe's eyes flash with annoyance. Still, he plucks it from Martin's grasp and pockets it. As long as you know my idea of fun is winning. Then you may want to start by disqualifying the non-Ivy applicants. They applied in droves. We only want the best. You want to just ignore most of the candidates? That's completely unfair. Not to mention elitist and narrow-minded. I'm sure your state school education would make you think that. The rest of us have long since learned that life isn't fair. But Quinn isn't proof, Quinn, that the firm would benefit from more diverse recruitment? Someone with a fresh perspective? That's a matter of opinion, regardless. Why would I want a senior associate's opinion on this? Aislinn purses her lips, but doesn't look away. Gabe clears his throat, drawing Martin's sneer away from her. Your suggestion is noted, Martin, but frankly, I'm with Quinn and Aislinn. And I'm sure Jacqueline would agree with me. You expect him to quickly come to Martin's aid. Instead, he flashes a guarded smile before easing into a shrug. The West Coast is a different legal landscape. I really can't say what would work best here. For Martin's ally, he's awfully non-committal. Either that could come in handy, or he knows something I don't. I should follow his lead. You stay quiet as Gabe and Martin stare each other down. At last, Martin scoffs and looks away. I don't know why I bother trying to help you. If you want to waste your time interviewing lesser candidates, knock yourselves out. Since I'm reviewing all of them, I'll need some help with the legwork. Without hesitation, he turns to you, offering you the USB. Quinn, care to join me? I'll have some interviews set up by tomorrow. You take the flash drive, and at once, Hastelin's face lights up. Maybe I can help. No, enough chit-chat. Everyone back to work, Hazelin, with me. Where are we with the discovery on your lemon law case? Martin heads back to his office without a second glance, motioning for Hazelin to follow, and as she passes, she looks longingly after you, her voice trailing off as she gets further down the hall. I reviewed the case precedent you sent over. There was a lot, but I think we can still distill it down. The next day, you and Gabe check in the library of a local law school to prepare for your interviews. Once you're admitted, you hand him 2 dossiers. I've narrowed down the pool to 2 candidates, Daniel Fong and Lucy McReady, both 2Ls here at the City Law College. No Ivy Leaguers, I see you're actively planning to give Martin a heart attack. I like to think I'm doing him a favor. If he insists on cutting locally educated lawyers, I say we show him what he's missing. You're around the corner, ushering Gabe deep in the library, and he takes into the rows upon rows of dark, wooded shelves. Places like this always bring back memories, late-night study groups poring over case law. You take a good look around, breathing in the distinct smell of old books, dragging your fingers across the wooden tabletops. It makes me think of all the nights I spent studying for the bar. I was in the library every Friday night while my friends were out hitting the town, living it up, like you're supposed to in your 20s. All you could have had the privilege of spending every night Friday working until midnight. That's not the only perk. These days, I hit the town with the best of lawyers in the city. They party at least as hard as my friends could. Not to mention, we've got the cash for top-shelf liquor. You head over to the section of the library set up for interviews. As you settle in, Gabe flips through the applicants' materials. Strong grades, extracurriculars look good. Did you check out those references? Of course, both applicants come highly recommended. And we're sure these are the best of the best. Gabe, I vetted these 2 myself. They're solid. He sighs, closing the files. I trust you, but with Martin cozying up to the other senior partners enough to bring in the pick of his own, our choice is critical. So, do you have thoughts about the new partner? What do you want to know? About Jacqueline. Not much, but I knew Kelvin Kobe back when he was an ADA. Personally, he's pleasant, if a little slick. You could tell, even then he was just after a future in politics. But whether I want to get drinks with Colby is neither here or there. Landing him as a client is a big win for the firm and for Martin. And I suppose... but only if Calvin wins. Nobody gets a prize for backing a losing candidate. Martin wasn't exaggerating. Calvin's lead. He's popular. He's going to bring in a lot of billables. And the more reason to knock these interviews out of the park. Hey, am I in the right place for a McGraw Byrne summer associate interview? You look up to find a young man in a worn Henley approaching you. He shakes Gabe's hand and then grips yours. The firm handshake is, if a little over-enthusiastic. I'm, Daniel Fong. Pleased to meet you, Daniel. Why don't you take a seat and we'll get right to it. As Daniel flops into the chair across from you, Gabe glances at his dossier. You graduated top of your class at Yale, got into the law program, Harvard's and Cornell's. Why City Law College? Honestly, I couldn't do another 3 years at Ivy. I mean, I'm sure you guys know the vibes. The vibes? You know, you can't just be a guy who goes to Yale or Harvard. It has to be your entire personality. The fancy schmancy suit, the $10 words, the professionalism. Totally. I still get that one a lot about from my professors. Dress for the job. Put your best foot forward. Have you considered following their advice? Yeah, but I mean, my worst foot got me all the way through Yale. If it ain't broke, right? Ugh, God, you're an idiot. You fight back your look of surprise, and Gabe clears his throat. You've published an impressive number of law review articles, and you seem to have a real interest in cybercrime. It's basically the Wild West right now. Corporations and private citizens are light years ahead of legislators, and they know it. Even when lawmakers are able to catch cyber criminals, they have no idea what to charge them with, or what punishment to invoke. And what are you hoping to change about that? Ideally, I want to see an international agreement to punish and deter cyber criminals. Realistically, I guess I'd want to start by creating local precedent at a state level. And what sort of precedent would you target? I mean, TBD on that, it's still such a new space. It's hard to say what would be warranted. So you have actually no thesis, no nothing whatsoever. Okay, got it. So you're just trying to act impressive while not having anything to backbone it. Thanks, Daniel. You've given us a lot to think about. We'll contact you as soon as to let you all know our decision. No sweat. Thanks for meeting with me. Daniel forgoes the handshakes this time, giving you and Gabe a cheeky salute before heading out. Well, he definitely pissed off Martin, and from his resume, it seems he can do the work. Strong candidate, but he's got some growing to do on a lot of fronts.
Excuse me. My name is Lucy McReady. I'm here for the interview with Gabriel Rishi and Finn Michaels.
You look up to find a woman with a polished professional appearance, and you stand to greet her. Please, take a seat. She shakes her hands in turn, her grasp firm and her palms dry. As she calmly folds herself into the chair, Gabe nods approvingly. Why don't you tell us a little about yourself, Lucy?
Well, I've spent most of the past 7 years in this library, so I think this room about sums me up.
Eyes twinkling, she leans in and points to various corners of the library.
That's where I'd eat my takeout and make study guides for torts. Over here, I researched my arguments for moot court, and that's the spot where I'd study myself to sleep. You can probably still see the imprint of my face on the table.
Huh, sounds like you literally eat, sleep, and breathe the law. What about it intrigues you most, Lucy?
The puzzle of it, finding the pieces that will bring the picture into focus. There's nothing better.
And it looks like you've published several law review articles on international adoption law.
Specifically the ethics of surrounding the removal of children from their home, country, and culture, and the support systems in place here.
Sounds incredibly specific. What drew you to the field?
Personal experience. My parents adopted me from mainland China when I was 3 years old.
Oh, that must have been a big transition for you. Dude, she's 3. She don't know shit. She is literally 3. Okay, continue.
It was, but my parents worked with an ethical organization in Shindyu to give me cultural support when I arrived. Other families aren't always fortunate enough to have those resources, and there are almost no official protections in place.
And you're planning to advocate for change. It's a complicated area of law.
Like I said, it's an area of particular interest. I want to keep my nose to the grindstone and influence it in any way I can.
Impressed, you and Gabe exchange a look. Well, I think I've heard all I need to hear.
Before I go, I should inform you that, that I already have solid offers from 2 of your competitors, and I owe them my answers today. I'm sorry to pressure you, but if I'm going to let those offers go, I need to at least know whether I'm advancing to the final interview.
We'll need a minute to talk that over.
Of course. Thank you for considering me. I'll wait outside.
As Lucy stands and heads for the door, you turn to Gabe. After meeting them, I'd say Lucy is definitely more on the ball, and from everything we've seen, she's ready for McGraw Byrne. Not to mention whoever brings her in would prove what a valuable asset they are, which is why the final choice is yours. I'm sorry, what? With a nod, you head for the door and clear your throat. Lucy looks up, her confident veneer falling to show a glimmer of hope in her eyes.
Yes?
Choosing the right candidate will help your reputation now and boost it even more later. Really? I'm sorry, what? This is a diamond choice? You know what, that's it. I'm gonna pick the diamond choice. Really? Thought they said they fixed this bug.
You're serious?
Bear in mind, you still have to impress the other senior partners, but if today is any indication, you could do that in your sleep.
That's so kind, but it's not going to stop me from prepping from now until 10 minutes before I walk into your building.
I'd expect no less. She gathers her things and shakes your hand.
Thank you. I didn't say anything earlier, but I'm so excited to have the chance to work with lawyers who took down Peter Koenig.
We can't wait to have you.
As she heads out, Gabe comes to join you.
You made the right choice.
I always do.
I know, but the validation is always welcome, especially if it comes from with a free dinner. I'd say you're pushing it, but I'm hungry. I know a place. Let's go.
Gabe leads you off campus and towards a food cart.
This is the place you know Dean's dirty water dogs that inspire confidence. And here I thought Hoi On was your go-to. Hoi On is good thinking food, but Dean's dirty water dogs is food for the soul. Trust me, there isn't a Michelin star restaurant in the city that could rival this cart. As you approach, the vendor looks up in surprise. Is that who I think it is? Glad to see you're still around, Dean. With time so hard, I was worried you might have gone out of business. No, I'm worried enough to visit more often, clearly. Never thought I'd say it, but thank God for tourists.
Dean readies a chili dog, and Gabe hands him a $20 bill in return, waving off the offered exchange. I guess I'll have the same. You take your chili dog and napkin. Together, you and Gabe take a seat on a low wall a few feet away. It smells delicious. How'd you know about the cart, anyway? I didn't think you went to school here.
I didn't. My law school mentor brought me all over the city. Said it would prepare me for the job much better than my contract class would.
You'll look up at the skyline as you take a bite of your chili dog, trying not to let any of the juice drip onto your suit.
You don't talk about your law school days much. I bet you were secretly a nerd. You don't get legal prowess like yours without spending every spare second hitting the books. Maybe I've been hiding an eidetic memory from you. Yes! Yes! I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Finally, this is mentioned in a book. Finally. It's my secret ability. A 2-in-1 firm? If something that's statistically unlikely were plausible, I'd just start buying lottery tickets. Then I'd suggest you start. Gabe chuckles and wipes his hands on a napkin. I never had time for any of that. My mentor kept me busy. Lex et Bordeaux, awards ceremonies, and anything to get my name out there. He knew when you practice law in New York, who you know and who knows you are instrumental in building a career. What's Lex et Bordeaux? An exclusive club of the best lawyers in the country. Membership's is invitation only. My career was jump-started the day I joined. Yeah, it's kind of like going to one of those cons for streamers, right? Really jump-start your career. Yeah, no, I can't go to one of those. Gabe shoots you a sidelong glance. You'd make a pretty good candidate yourself. You think I'm ready for something like that? Do I think the lawyer who helped convict one of the most powerful men in the world is ready to join a club for elite lawyers? Okay, when you put it that way, it's about time I started seeing some perks. The club should be hitting, the after-work rush. When do we head over? I'll put your name forward right on now. Attend the diamond choice. Let's do it! Wonder how many times it'll take to go through this time. Oh, none! Look at that. If I'd known I'd get dinner and access to an exclusive club, I'd have become a partner a lot sooner. The two of you finish up your dinner and call a car before grabbing a cab and pointing it downtown. Gabe's town car drops you off just outside an alley, tucked away from the hustle and bustle of New York City's lively downtown bars and clubs. The exclusive members-only law club. Never heard of a curb appeal? Curb appeal is for drawing people in, but only New York's power players know about this place, so here, discretion is key. The door slides open, and a bouncer steps out. When he doesn't make a move to let either of you inside, you look sidelong at Gabe. To enter, you'll need the password, and one of these. Gabe flashes a black card with a glittering gold scroll on the front, and immediately the bouncer perks up. Since I brought the card, why don't you handle the password? You didn't give me one. Take a guess and consider the club's theme. Remember, it's called Lex et Ordo. Lex et Ordo, that's Latin for law and order. But the password can't be the club's name. And also, it's a television show. Maybe the password is a character. Probably someone known for being hard to read. Dun dun. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna go with it. That's not quite right. Dun dun. I mean, technically, dun dun. Like the subtitle, like for the show. Shut up. No one by that name here. Perhaps you should try Up the Block. As the bouncer turns to head back inside, Gabe hands him the card. He meant to ask for Stabler. Okay, that makes sense. The bouncer takes the card and smiles. Him, I know. Welcome to Lex Ordo, Mr. Rishi, and your new guest. Enjoy. That's a good one. I like that. I like that. Okay. Congratulations to the writers of this particular book on being good. The door swings open, and the sounds of gentle chatter and clicking glasses reach your ears as you step through. Antique furnishings, classic paintings, and wood-burning fireplace lend a sophisticated feel to the room. Without being asked, a waiter hands Gabe a glass of whiskey. Perks of membership include access to the world's best legal library, gourmet dining, and complimentary bar options. But of course, all that pales in comparison to the elbows you'll rub and the connections you'll make. You take a look around, placing names to many faces, and famous faces no less, in cases. It's like the who's who of the New York legal landscape in here. So, what do you think? This place is incredible. I imagine being a hotshot lawyer in the city was filled with crystal tumblers and cigar smoke-filled rooms, but this is so on brand. Remember discretion. If you want membership of your own, you'll need to keep your composure. Prove you can handle yourself. Right, I just need to pretend I'm not standing among legal royalty, and then I'm definitely not fazed by anyone here. Not even him. Subtly, Gabe nods toward an older man across the room, and as you glance over, you watch the man tip his glass in your direction. Oh my god, is that Chief Justice Nijin? Though he's not usually here at this hour. That's because he's usually taking refuge in the arms of that trophy husband of his. You look over to find a seasoned lawyer approaching you, his smile wide, but his eyes sharp and discerning. You know, the one 23 years his junior. If Justice Nijin is here, it's not a good sign for his husband, number 4. Henry, this man is serving on the highest court in the land, and you're interested in his bedroom habits? Of course. Because the Honorable Justice is scheduled to hear opening arguments for a landmark case tomorrow, and he gets very disagreeable when things aren't going well at home. Remind me to call you for the State of the Union the next time I argue in front of the Supreme Court. The next time? Did I miss the first? A boy can dream, can he? Don't mind him. Gabriel's always been a bit of a hard-ass. Giggity. He shoots you a wink before extending his hand, and his grip is strong, bordering on too tight. You hold firm, giving as good as you can get. Henry Mays of Archie and Mays, and you are? Quinn Michaels. McGraw Byrne's most promising new partner. Henry quirks an eyebrow in surprise. Didn't Jekyll and Morris just join McGraw Byrne as a partner? I said most promising. Fair enough. Quinn was instrumental in the Velasquez case, and with his recent promotion, I figured what better time to sponsor him. Now, isn't that interesting? A sponsorship to Lex Ordo is the highest compliment anyone can give. And Gabriel Ricci doesn't compliment just anyone. And he isn't starting now. I've earned every last thing he and anyone else has to say, so whatever it is you've heard about me, feel free to believe the hype. Henry leans back with a grin. Gabe does his best to hide an amused smile. Quick on the feet. Doesn't back down from a challenge. I like this one, Gabriel. Like I said, Quinn knows how to play the game. Knowing the game is one thing, but it's equally as important to know the players. Henry takes hold of your shoulders and turns you to face a man laughing raucously with his colleagues at the bar. That's Rex Bordeaux. Publicly, he lobbied for voters' rights in the state of Florida, but secretly, he penned the language Congress used in the bill that requires voters to present ID, halving the number of eligible voters. Can he do that? Clearly he did. Welcome to politics. Gabe nods, and before you can even react, Henry gestures towards a woman breezily puffing on a cigar. She plays the piano forte. That's Liza Linetti. She claims she's so booked that she hasn't even taken on a new client in 7 years. But really, she lost an organized crime case that resulted in a local lieutenant getting life in prison. No one will touch her now. Wait. So you're saying you know things about everyone here? No, I'm saying I know things about everyone. Full stop. This is a lesson in being careful what you say, and who you say to, Quinn. The walls have ears, especially here. Conversely, keep your ears open. You never know what helpful tidbits may come your way. Well, we have Martin, we have Jacqueline, we have Gabe. Gabe's, no. Let's go with the new person. I feel like he's in Martin's pocket, but I can't quite tell. That's because Jacqueline is a master tactician, and a difficult one to get information on. All I know is he holds his cards very close to his vest. He's integrated himself to a lot of people. Just remember, a friend to all is usually a friend to none. Across the room, an employee opens the door to a dark room, and Henry drains the rest of his drink. If you'll excuse me, a poker game is about to begin, and I never miss an opportunity to learn a potential exposing counsel's tells. May they never know what hit them at the table or in court. As he leaves the two of you alone once more, you turn to Gabe with wide eyes. That was exhilarating. I feel like I've just argued the case of my life and been cross-examined all at once. Trust me, it felt just as good to watch your unnatural. And I guess it's a good thing discretion is key here. I wouldn't want to getting around that I make you feel good. That's not what I was insinuating, and you know it. But what if it's what I was insinuating? You hold your gaze, intensity radiating off of him in waves, until finally he brings his glass to his lips and takes a long draw. And I'm sure there are private rooms here, perfect for all manners of feelings. If that's what you were insinuating. Listen, I thought the walls have ears, dude. No. Shh. I thought the walls had ears, my man. Yeah, you thought I was gonna go with it, didn't you? I have a sneaking suspicion there isn't a secret within 50-mile radius that wouldn't get back to Henry. And I'd like the rest of my members to get to know my name before they see my dirty laundry. Why don't I make a few introductions, then? I'm sure Lizzie would enjoy the company. You're right at home among New York's leading lawyers. Apparently country leading, too. And get on the wrong side of the mob? I don't think so. I've got this. Fluttered with confidence, you scan the room before locking onto a target. As you stride over, you snag a drink from a passing tray and hold it high. Chief Justice Sneogen, how lovely to make your acquaintance. How's the husband? Smart. Very smart move. On the day of the associate interviews, you're waiting for Lucy in the lobby when the elevator dings. You glance up from your phone expectantly, but Aislinn steps out instead. Waiting for me? Always. In my office. Wink wink, nudge nudge, wiggle wiggle. Sadly, no, but I'm happy to see your face before I spend the morning in interviews. I hope you found someone good. Martin's been talking my ear off about his ice Quinn from Yale for days. You're in a surprisingly good mood for someone who had to be near Martin for that long.
Because I'm finally free. We settled the lemon case yesterday for nearly double what Martin was asking, thanks to yours truly.
Ash, that's amazing. We should celebrate later. She steps closer, angling her face up towards yours.
Later. I think I've earned a little celebration now.
My mistake. You ran and press your lips to hers, letting your hand settle on the soft curve of her hip. You melt against each other for as long as you dare, and then swiftly celebrate when you... or separate. We're celebrating too. When you hear the elevator doors ding behind you.
I better get going. Linda's so impressed that she pulled me onto her defamation suit before Martin could assign me something newly terrible.
She grins and moves on as Lucy steps out of the elevator, her face awe-stricken. Good morning, Lucy. I hope you're ready to blow the socks off our senior partners.
Nice try. Linda Phillips doesn't wear socks with her flap.
It wasn't a test, but great research. Just remember, the senior partners want to see... wide knowledge of the law. I know you have a passion for adoption law, but you need to show that you have an excellent knowledge base across all fields.
So I shouldn't mention my area of interest?
Only if it comes up. For now, they'll want to get to more of a holistic sense of you as a candidate.
Don't worry, Gwen. I don't plan on letting either of us down today.
I know you won't. You and Lucy are the first to arrive, as you take a seat on the side of the table, indicating for her to choose a seat on the side opposite. Within minutes, Gabe, Reggie, and Linda arrive.
Ah, good. I like it when a candidate arrives for an interview before I do. You must be Linda Phillips and Reggie Whitman. It's a pleasure to meet you both.
Reggie and Linda shoot you and Gabe impressed glances. Likewise, we look forward to seeing what you can do. Gabe takes a seat beside you, lowering his voice. Smart move, getting here first. Thank you. I'm always on time. And my partner knows. Smart moves are why they pay me the big bucks. Moments later, Eli and Martin arrive with their candidates, and as they take their places at the table, Linda clears her throat.
Let's get started. Candidates, please introduce yourselves, starting with you, young lady.
Martin's candidate stands, her face smug as her eyes pan the table.
I'm Mackenzie Frost, a Harvard undergrad, Yale Law, looking to dominate in corporate law.
She sits down, her face the pictured confidence, and the man next to her jerks to his feet. My turn. Oh, okay. I'm Malcolm Trigson. I just graduated from Harvard Law. I mean, but I did my undergrad there too.
I'm Lucy McGree. I graduated summa cum laude from New York College, and I've been clerking with Judge Lawson over at the district court.
Lawson. He's hardly someone to brag about.
You really think so? Lawson sees a wide variety of cases. Lucy must be really well-rounded by now, I'm sure.
Martin hangs his head while Linda addresses the room.
Welcome, all of you. For today's interview, we'll provide you with the details of a hypothetical case, and you'll devise a strategy for it.
This is a real case that McGraw Byrne has tried and won. Everyone ready?
Absolutely. I relish such an exciting challenge.
What about the other guy? You look over at Eli's candidate to find him gazing dreamily out the window. Eli nudges him with a sharp elbow. Sorry, Uncle Eli, I'm ready. A mother is suing her nanny for vaccinating her child without her knowledge or consent. Ooh, I remember this one. However, the nanny's contract gives her medical proxy over the child.
You represent the nanny in this scenario. You have 5 minutes to consider your strategy.
You recognize the case immediately. Leaning over to Gabe, you whisper as the candidate starts scribbling notes. Winning this case came down to interviewing the witnesses and learning that the mom was committing tax and employment fraud. How are they supposed to figure that out with so few details? They're not. Linda isn't asking them to solve the case. She's trying to see how their minds work. The candidates take a moment to think over the solution, then Gabe checks his watch. It's time. Quinn, you were instrumental in winning this case. Do you have a question you'd like to pose to our candidates? I need to ask something that'll give Lucy the best opportunity to shine. Candidates, can you describe... I kind of want to go with precedent because it's something she's strong on, at least in terms of adoption and things like that. Nanny isn't the legal mother, but she is the medical proxy. But we won the case due to witnesses. I'm gonna go with my gut, though. I'm gonna go with precedent. Child protection laws. I'd argue that a refusal to vaccinate equates to bodily harm. But this is an issue of an extent to proxy, not a case about the validity of a vaccination. Which is why I'd refer to precedent set by cases involving children in foster care, where non-familial medical proxies are common. It's firm on my client's side, especially since the mother named the proxy herself. Very well reasoned, Lucy.
Look alive, Malcolm. Get in the fight.
Oh, I'm settled out of court. No jury's gonna side against her mother's right to decide what happens to her kid. Right. I'd like to hear what each of you thinks is wrong with the other candidate's strategy. Malcolm, you can be excused from this. I don't have to answer?
No one needs to tackle your answer either. I'm sure the faults of your argument are abundantly clear.
Let's start with you, Mackenzie. I can't actually fault her argument. It makes sense.
What about you, Lucy?
Miss Frost's idea relies on emotional manipulation and lying. It's effective sometimes, but it's a last-ditch effort, not a full-blown strategy.
It's important to be able to weigh the strengths and weaknesses of multiple strategies, and I'd say you nailed that.
I completely agree. Her logic was flawless.
Yes! Always follow my gut.
In that case, it sounds like we have a consensus.
Lucy, welcome aboard.
You're picking Lucy over me? You can't be serious. This decision, this entire interview is a farce.
Martin, control your candidate.
Actually, I think Mackenzie's right. She deserves a full vote, at the very least.
Agreed. I'm not certain I've made up my mind yet. Quinn, present the facts. We'll deliberate.
The senior partners look to you as Martin shoots you a smug look. You grit your teeth. I recommend against hiring Mackenzie because... her strategy should matter more than her alma mater. She may have attended an elite university, but her reasoning wasn't sound. If we turn away the best candidates because they don't come from the right schools, how can we call ourselves the best firm? Agreed. We're here to win cases, not compare acceptance letters.
And Lucy's made it clear she intends to uphold that standard.
I feel like a hypocrite if we let the best interview I've ever seen get away over where she went to school. I agree she was impressive, but her feelings really the best metric here.
You turn to look at Eli and find him surveying Lucy deep in thought. Finally turns towards Mackenzie. Miss Frott, thank you for coming in. But I'm afraid after everything I've seen, Lucy is the better fit.
Mackenzie's jaw drops and she quickly shoves away from the table. Fine! I'm more than happy to take my talents to Wilby Jones Hanson, a real firm.
She storms out of the conference room, slamming the door hard enough to rouse Malcolm from his reverie.
Uncle Eli, since you left, can you tell my dad I came in second?
I'll tell him you're at the top of your game. I'm sure he'll understand exactly what that means.
Eli gives you a wry smile as he stands to escort Malcolm out, and Linda and Reggie follow him, leaving you, Gabe, Martin, and Lucy. Lucy, congratulations. You start tomorrow. I can't believe it. I got the job.
Ryan will walk you through your paperwork. If you follow me, I'll get the two of you acquainted.
Gabe gestures to the door, and he and Lucy step out into the hall. As you stand to follow... Quinn, a word.
I'm sorry, am I besting you and even turned Eli against you?
You heave a heavy sigh and close the door before settling back in your seat. Martin paces the floor. If this is your way of saying I was right about looking outside the ivies, I'm all ears. You grin, because you're a dumbass. You don't antagonize a man. Expecting the typical Martin song and dance, instead he turns to face you, rage simmering in his eyes. When he speaks, his voice is scarily measured. That is the last time you make me look like a fool in front of Eli Byrne. Martin, It's the last time because you're finished here, Quinn, and I'm going to see to it personally, mark my words. And with that, Martin calmly leaves the room, leaving you with your mouth hanging open in shock and a deep feeling of dread. That's what you get for antagonizing him, you dummy. What tricks could Martin have up his sleeve? Keep playing to find out. You don't antagonize someone who literally and figuratively has nothing with their free time to do besides destroy you. It's not like Martin's practicing law now. He's running the whole place, right? The only person that can remove him is all partners agreeing to it, and people are going to look at Gabe as, like, you know, siding with you and whatnot, and having an axe to grind against him, so the vote is, you know, duh. Eli clearly is going to side with him until you convince Eli otherwise. The other two, unless you can really convince them that Martin is detrimentally wrong for the firm, they're going to side against you anyway. So, you know, yeah, no, unless he throws down some cards that are like, you know, either Quinn goes or I go, which is just going to cause more of a saddy type interaction, and it's just going to make them boot you, you know, when you think about it. Yeah, no. Without further ado, thanks you all for watching. I do apologize about being a little late. Unfortunately, I've had a lot going on in my life. Let's just say I'm a little bit exhausted. We'll just keep it at that for now. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. I gave it my all, 110%. So thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.